Chapter 1. The Mud and the Mind. Raju was 13 when he first picked up a brick on his head. His village was dusty, forgotten, and broken, much like the dreams of the people who lived there. His father worked in a brick kiln, his mother too, both of them with sunburnt skin and hollow eyes that had forgotten what rest looked like. Raju didn't complain, not because he was brave, but because he had never been taught what complaining even meant. He thought life was exactly this. Wake up at 5 a.m., carry bricks on your head, and come home with red feet and a silent dinner. But Raju had one secret. He listened every evening as he sat near the workers' fire. The contractor's son, a chubby, spoiled city boy named Arvind, would play videos on his phone. Songs, cartoons, and sometimes strange things, like a man speaking in a suit, saying things like, "You are the creator of your destiny." Raju didn't understand the words, but he watched the confidence, the stage, the clean suit, and in that flickering firelight, something small began to burn in him, a thought. Could I be more than this? Chapter 2. The Laughter and the Library. At 14, Raju made a decision. He started collecting leftover newspaper scraps, torn textbooks from garbage piles, and broken pencils. Every night, under the dim yellow light of a half-dead bulb in the corner of his hut, he would teach himself how to read. He started with headlines, then paragraphs, then stories, and finally, one night, he read a full page. But when he tried telling his friends at the kiln, they laughed. Why waste time? You'll still carry bricks tomorrow. Raju didn't argue. He just nodded, smiled, and carried 2 extra bricks, but now with words running. In his head, a year later, a local NGO set up a small library tent in the area. Raju ran barefoot to it. The volunteers were shocked to see a boy covered in red mud, begging not for food, but for a book. He read everything: science, history, English, slowly, painfully, and with each book he felt a brick fall off his mind. Chapter 3. The Exam of Dignity. At 16, Raju filled out a form secretly for the 10th grade board exam, which he had never officially enrolled for. He had no birth certificate, no school ID, nothing but a will. The NGO helped him register through a special open schooling program he studied during breaks. While carrying bricks, he'd revise formulas in his head. At night, he'd read by kerosene lamp, his eyes often burning, from both smoke and sleeplessn. The exam center was 12 kilometers away. Raju didn't have shoes. He borrowed some from a friend who was one size smaller. He reached the exam hall with swollen feet and shaking hands. Everyone stared. Some chuckled. Labor. Boy giving exams. He should be stacking chairs, not writing essays. But Raju sat. He wrote. He didn't know if his grammar was perfect, but his heart was loud on paper. Chapter 4. The Letter That Changed It All. 2 months later. The letter came. It was thin, dirty, torn at one corner, but inside it had a word Raju had never seen in his own context, past. He had cleared the exam, not with top marks, but with enough to move forward. His father didn't celebrate. He didn't understand it. His mother cried quietly when no one was looking, but the NGO celebrated. They held his hand and said, "This is your first step. Now take the next." They enrolled him in a government school for higher secondary. Felt like a thief, sneaking into a world he didn't belong to. The boys wore deodorant and spoke fast English. They looked at him like he was dirt. "Why are you here? Go back to the kiln." He wanted to, but then he remembered the books The smoke, the bricks, the bloodied feet. He clenched his jaw and stayed. Chapter 5. From Dust to Dreams at 18. Raju cleared his 12th exams, this time with good grades. He got admission into a college. Not a fancy one, but one where he could study and work part-time. He worked in the college canteen, cleaned floors at night, and studied between customers. One day, while cleaning the lecture hall, a professor noticed him. "You work here?" "Yes, sir, but I also study here." The professor asked him to sit. They spoke, and for the first time, Raju was not spoken to like a laborer, but like a learner. The professor started mentoring him, guided him, corrected his grammar, helped him improve English, introduced him to competitive exams, and then he asked a question that shook Raju's world. "Why don't you try for UPSC?" Raju froze. UPSC, India's toughest civil services exam. 4 toppers, 4 rich students with coaching. "Sir, I'm just a laborer's son." "No, you're a boy who carried bricks. Now carry books." Chapter 6. The Mountain of Fire Raju began preparing for UPSC. He moved to Delhi, lived in a single room with 3 others, ate 1 meal a day, woke at 4, slept at midnight. He failed the first attempt, and the second he almost gave up. But then he visited his village. He saw his father still at the kiln, his mother still coughing in the smoke, and little kids carrying bricks the way he once did. He came back with anger, not at the world, but at the idea that this cycle would never break unless someone broke it. Why not me? He studied harder, and on his 3rd attempt, Raju cracked the UPSC mains. The day his name appeared on the merit list, he didn't scream, he didn't cry, he just sat silently and whispered, "I did it, Amma." Chapter 7. The homecoming when Raju returned to his village as an IAS officer. No one recognized him at first. He wore a white shirt, clean shoes, and confidence the same. Men who once mocked him stood with folded hands. His father looked at him, still confused, still silent. His mother, old, wrinkled, fragile, just touched his face and said, "Now I can rest." The brick kill stopped that year. Instead, a school was built on that land under Raju's district plan. He made sure no child in that village would have to carry bricks again. Chapter 8. The Real Promotion Years. Later, during a seminar in Delhi, Raju was asked, "What's your biggest achievement, sir?" People expected him to mention awards, rankings, or positions. He smiled and replied, "There's a boy in my village who just passed his 10th grade, and he told me he wants to be like me. That is my real promotion." Final words. Story is not just about success. It's about refusing to accept the life you're handed. No matter how heavy it is, it's about turning every brick life throws at you into a step toward your future. Moral of the story: you are not where you come from, you are where you're going and how far you're willing to walk to get there.